It's now time for Crime in the DMV. This is where we bring you the latest headlines from the week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sierra Fox. We start in the district where a 14-year-old was shot and killed outside a rec center in D.C. Fox 5's Lily Zhang tells us more about the teen victim, David Bailey.
David Bailey was a student here at Deal Middle School. That is according to DCPS, as well as a letter from the school principal. And of course, while school is not in session right now, we are told that the school is working with organizations on mental health services for students if they need them.
I think that what we've learned in our city is that gun violence can take place anywhere. It's affecting businesses, it's affecting homes, it's affecting our schools.
And this week, a recreation center. This scene Thursday night is a response after police say 14-year-old David Bailey was shot and killed. Marcus Ellis is the executive director of Peace for DC. The organization's aim is to reduce gun violence.
This is tragedy, just not for the community, but for the kids that were, visiting, playing basketball. It's a very rough day, very rough day.
The shooting Thursday night also injured an 18-year-old. By Friday morning, the entrance to the Lamont Recreation Center was being cleaned by a hazmat team. In a letter shared with Fox 5 Friday, the principal of Deal Middle School described Bailey as a valued member of the Deal and DCPS community. David deeply cared about people, especially his family and siblings, the letter says in part. The principal says the young teen would even stop by her office every morning to say hello before class. Violence has left this community with questions and leaders who have renewed their commitment to answers.
I certainly plan to advocate on behalf of my constituents for whatever they need in order to feel safe and comfortable in the community, whether that's more resources or more cameras or whatnot.
Ellis says his organization wants to look at long-term solutions focused on prevention. Even one homicide is too many, he says.
How do we look at this young man now that's now going to be a study and say, where are the different points where we could have interceded? Where are the different points where intervention could have taken place? And so we got to look at this as a public health crisis and really address it as such.
And at last check, police are looking for one suspect. Anybody with information is urged to contact police.
The Prince George's County Fire Marshal is investigating an apparent case of animal cruelty. A dog is suffering from serious injuries after being burned with a lighter. The family telling Fox 5 they believe a neighborhood child is to blame. Fox 5's Bob Barnard has the details.
The wounds on the dog's back are pretty hard to stomach, but we're going to let you see them. Nobody has been charged in this case. It is a delicate matter for sure.
He's stable right now. He's on antibiotics and pain meds, so I think the pain medication is kind of sedating him a little, so he is resting. Sometimes he cries.
We met Latricia Jones and her 3.5-year-old pit bull terrier named Bear at their home in Fort Washington. Bear, dealing with a pretty gruesome and troubling injury caused, Miss Jones says, by burns suffered last week.
We're devastated. My entire family is devastated. The community is devastated. I have neighbors that have known the dog since he's 6 weeks old. They've come down when they see him, they're crying.
Miss Jones says she and her family believe a neighborhood boy is to blame for what's happened to Bear. The doorbell camera at the front of their house capturing images of the 9-year-old going into and coming from their backyard. She believes the boy used a torch lighter to burn holes on Bear's back.
Without actual footage showing him burning the dog, it's like they're like, well, he didn't do it. But he said he also didn't go to the backyard. I have him on camera 3 times going into the backyard when no one else was around.
Ms. Jones says veterinarians are telling her Bear needs delicate surgery to remove his dead skin to the tune of about $10,000. We consulted with Annapolis vet Dr. Marianne Bailey.
It's reasonable that they were quoted a large amount in the sense that these wounds can be very difficult to manage. And if this is a large dog with a large wound, a burn wound along its back, you're probably looking at like weeks, if not months, for this to heal. There could be complications along the way. And then he's going to have like a crazy scar down his back. He'll probably never have hair that regrows there ever again.
Besides taking care of Bear, Latricia Jones says she hopes the boy they believe is responsible gets some professional help.
I know he can't go to jail. I don't want to see him go to jail. He's 9 years old, right? But I want to see maybe he gets some type of professional intervention. You know, I want his parents to be accountable and that they acknowledge that he's done this. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know what else can happen. Like the police said, it's a minor, and it's not a lot that they can really do in a juvenile case like this.
The Prince George's County Fire Marshal's office tells us they are investigating this case. No guilty party has been identified just yet.
In Fairfax County, a man is accused of stabbing his wife to death inside their home. Fox 5's Shamari Stone has this report.
People who live in this tight-knit community tell me that they are stunned, especially after seeing their neighbor arrested outside of the couple's house. This exclusive video shows Fairfax County police arresting 77-year-old Barutz Doroban, walking him out of his house to an awaiting police car. At one point, you can see police swabbing his hands as they collect evidence. Tonight, Barutz Doroban is charged with second-degree murder, accused of stabbing his wife, 77-year-old Karen Gorban, to death inside their home on the 3900 block of Highland Oaks Drive Monday evening. Neighbors tell us Karen was a nice woman who enjoyed gardening. Leona has known her for nearly 20 years.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I don't. It's hard to believe. I can't believe I'm not going to see her again. We were. You know, I've known her for a while. I wouldn't say we were great friends, but we were certainly friendly. We were neighborly. She's a nice lady.
Did you ever see her husband arguing with her? Because police say that her husband killed her.
Yes, I heard that. But no, I never saw anything. She never complained about, you know, difficulty at home.
And some other neighbors tell me that the couple kept to themselves. As for this investigation, well, it continues, and the suspect is in jail without bond. Call Fairfax County Police if you have any information about what happened out here. I'm Shamari Stone in Fairfax County. Back to you.
A Maryland woman and her mother are opening up about a violent home invasion. This happened at their home in Bethesda. Fox 5's Bob Barnard shares their story.
Montgomery County Police telling us the suspect is a woman, 40 years old, says she's from Alabama and was out here looking for an ex-husband or an ex-boyfriend and broke into a random house.
I thought I was in a dream, a nightmare, you know?
We met Linda and her daughter Kristen at their home in East Bethesda. It's the day after they were victims of a brutal attack inside their house that started when the doorbell rang.
So I opened the door and she said, does Sean Paul live here? And I said, no, I don't know any Sean Paul. And I closed it and I locked it.
Seconds later, Kristen says she could see the door handle shaking.
And then I saw from here, she was trying to get in. And that's when I think I called 911, but then it occurred to me that the back door was unlocked, and that's when I ran to the back.
So too did the woman who was at their front door.
And I was dialing 911, and then I came here, and I was like trying to lock it, and she just blew through the doors, and grabbed me and started just hitting me.
Linda was upstairs at the time.
I just ran down here, and she was beating Kristen there, and when she saw him, she grabbed me and pulled me down. You yelled at me, call 911.
She grabbed my hair and pulled me in, and then grabbed my mom's hair. And I saw her just beating my mother.
Linda and eventually Kristen were able to get outside and yelled at a neighbor to also call 911. Montgomery County Police dispatchers got the emergency calls just after 8 p.m.
We had an open line with a female screaming in the background, someone saying, get away from me. Then another call from a female saying that a female was beating another.
It was so bizarre and frightening, and
God, thank God my son wasn't here, and thank God she didn't grab like a knife. Like, I thought she was gonna kill me.
Kristen suffered a ruptured eardrum and has bruises on the side of her face.
I've never been hit before. I've never been in a
fight
at all. Like, I've never been punched.
Linda has bruises and rug burns from being dragged through the house and across their front lawn. Neighbors held the woman till the police came.
we were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
In our house?
The suspect is Latoya Owens, 40 years old, no fixed address. She's being charged with burglary and assault. She was supposed to have a bond hearing this afternoon, but we're hearing from the courthouse that she was so violent this afternoon they couldn't get her into the courtroom. So that hearing has been delayed a week while the judge ordered her to undergo a mental health evaluation. She is being held without bond. I will tell you, Linda has lived in her house here for 50 years.
There is a growing concern over break-ins and burglaries in Potomac, and now neighbors are taking matters into their own hands. It's through a new initiative called Secure Potomac. Fox 5's Lily Zhang explains.
Dozens showed up here at the public library, and while the founder says he is happy with this turnout, at the same time he says he does find it troubling that so many people have concerns.
The idea of this meeting was to come up with solutions, right? And now we got a forum, a platform to bring our issues right in front of the elected representatives and the law enforcement. I'm really thrilled about that, but I didn't realize that the problem is that this systemic.
Sonny George is the man who shared this surveillance video with Fox 5. It is a bit grainy, capturing an overnight incident in late June when he was assaulted and robbed at gunpoint outside of his own home. This is what inspired him to start Secure Potomac. The neighborhood initiative encourages residents to stay vigilant while also welcoming ideas on how to improve safety. At a meeting tonight, members of Montgomery County Police and the Montgomery County Council President showed up. There were also questions from residents. Some shared their frustrations over police response times. One woman says her home was broken into on July 4th and an entire safe was stolen. She says it was hard to get police to come out in a timely manner. Tonight, police discussed issues with staffing shortages as well as recruitment. They also committed to listening to residents and looking at areas that could use improvement.
I understand what they're saying. I also understand the number and amount of taxes that we pay to live in this beautiful community, and so I think that something has to be done, whether it's innovative recruitment campaigns, whether it's putting more money behind recruitment. The residents of Potomac and Montgomery County deserve better.
The Secure Potomac founder says ideally he would like to have meetings about once a month, but right now they are also interested in getting feedback from residents.
Well, that does it for this week's Crime in the DMV. Make sure you tune in next week to stay ahead with Fox 5 right here on Fox Local.